Today I'm looking at another text score by Christian Wolff called Fits and Starts, which he wrote in 1971. Um, this one, just looking at it, takes a little bit of decoding, so I'm not just going to read it word for word. I'm going to actually kind of explain it out. Um, basically, it's for open instrumentation. You can play anything you want in this piece, but what's important is you are articulating something and then resting and then playing the same thing again. And you're counting beats. All players are counting beats in different ways depending on these sequences. They're also like they may be in different tempi. Um, and they also may I mean, they are probably going to have different bits of musical material, but their little rhythm that they play, or whatever it is, should be about 2.5 seconds long or shorter. So it's like you play a little thing, and then there's a big pause, and then you play the same thing again. Now you can switch in and out of these sequences however you like, or you can just stick to one the whole time. I'm going to write them out just so that you get a sense of what they are visually. I'm going to represent the sounding with a zero, and then dots will be represent the beats where you're not playing. And also, like, this is just like the note onset of the whatever thing you're playing. It could be a couple beats long, right? But the first sequence, sequence number one, and actually let me make this bigger. So the first sequence is like you play something every 21 beats, or I'll do, yeah, but every sixth time you don't do it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the sixth time you don't do it. So there's an extra long pause there. So that's the pattern. Um, I guess technically we shouldn't include the seventh one. So this is the pattern you're repeating in sequence one. Sequence two is a expanding pattern, like it continually expands. So it goes 11 beats, 12, 13, 14, 15, then we'll do 16, etc. That's sequence two. Sequence three is a repeating pattern of three things. So it goes, what is it? 10 beats, 29 beats, 60 beats. So boom, 29 beats, and then 60 beats. So that's the repeating pattern there. Sequence four, one articulation at the 120th beat, then two at the 100th. I think he means 1/10, because afterwards it continues to go down by 10. But anyways, we'll say 120th, then 100th, then 90th, then 80th, then 70th. It goes all the way down to 10 and then to 1, and then back up. So how am I going to represent this one? Basically, we'll do the first few. So also, I'm just going to represent it with two. Say, so in this like representation, your thing is just one beat long. Obviously, it could be longer and you just repeat it twice, right? But yeah, there you go. We'll just copy that and then do 100 instead. Boom. Actually, I won't do that. I'll copy this and do 10 less. This actually might not take as long as I thought because I can just copy paste. This sequence takes really long to play through if you do the whole thing. And unlike the third sequence, which is like ever expanding, this is like a loop. It goes down and back up. It's kind of like a triangle wave. and then this one will go down to 1 and back up. So we'll do 1 and then we'll just go back up. All right, boom. Should I copy the whole thing? Why not? I can keep track of them all. Anyways, you get the idea. That is sequence 4. Sequence 5 is you do one sound after 15 beats, or no, after you hear 4 articulations from the other people, then you count 15 beats, and then you play once, I guess. So we'll come up with a new symbol for this. So this is like after 15 after you hear 4 articulations, so we'll say 4x. After 4 articulations, well, we'll just do that symbol, A for articulations. So after you hear 4 of your other players doing things, then you count to 15 and you play once, okay? Then you listen again, 4 articulations. Then you count 4 beats, play. That's what I think it is, for just reading it here. Okay, so this one, it's after 3 sounds or articulations, and it's a pattern 50, 21, 3, 50, 21, 3. 3 articulations, 50. And what does it, how many do you make? You do, I keep reading the other one by mistake. So what am I looking at here? This is like, okay, I'm totally confused. There's only 2 options for this one. So the other one, one is that you listen every 4. This one you listen every 3. But the pattern here is 21, 3, 50. It's not just alternating 21, 3. And you do 2 sound articulations instead of 1, is what I understand. So this is missing counting to 50. So that's the pattern you repeat. Okay, fine. 6, one sound or articulation every 42 beats. So it's just a straight pattern. Or you do 2 sound articulations every 29th or 50th beat. So there's actually 3 options here. You do one every. So this 6th one has the most options because it's like kind of just destroying the whole notion of these sequences being distinct things. But it's actually the simplest. It's just you're just repeating one pattern over and over again. So and then 2 sounds every 29 or 2 sounds every what was it, 50th or something? 58th. Okay, wow. So that I thought this would be easy to explain, but it was actually confusing as hell. Um, he sort of defeats the whole exercise of meticulously writing these instructions out. Because at the end, he just says when a player has a sense of the music, of his rhythms, he may proceed simply on the basis of that sense, and hence to her own rhythms. So it's just like, yeah, or he could just mess around. Like this is just like an idea of what it could sound like. It's very meticulous, but once you get a sense for how long these pauses should be and how irregular but also patterned, then yeah, just do that. No one will be able to hear the difference anyway. So okay, this is like infuriating, but I guess I kind of respect that. Also, this is a really weird text because Wolff alternates pronouns. Like it's like it switches between her and his, which I find really strange for something from 1971. Uh, so Yeah, that is fits and starts. This recording I'm going to look at actually is five electric guitars, so should be interesting. Link to this is in the video description. Um, has a fair number of views, not a ton, but like 300 something, so um, happy to share it with people. And it's not too old either, just it's 8 years or so. So yeah. Okay, so this is probably one of the weirdest recordings I've listened to on the channel. Um, because it's as you can see at the end here, just constructed in a DAW with audio clips. This person decided to just do this mock-up kind of demonstration of what the piece would sound like if you just follow each sequence exactly, no switching between sequences, no interpretive stuff going on. And possibly they're all in the same tempo, just based on how frequently they're lining up and stuff. But yeah, you can kind of see the fifth one, which is at the bottom, is a lot more sparse than the other ones because it's reacting to them, right? You have to like hear four different sounds before you can start counting. So that's kind of interesting. Um, I like how this YouTuber decided to go with like little electric guitar riffs, like the most obnoxious little things ever, which is so not Christian Wolff's vision. Like, there's no way that that's what he was thinking of. He was probably imagining something more like free improv or maybe minimalistic, like literally just saying a word or like tapping a drum or something. Um, which kind of goes to show that like these open scores are really not that open. Like you can kind of ruin the aesthetic while still adhering to them very strictly. So I found this really funny and entertaining. A little bit annoying. I would have liked to hear a live version more, but maybe there is one on YouTube. Let me just subscribe to this guy first. No, there's not really anything else online. I'm sure it was performed in the past, but it's an interesting thought experiment, right? It's like, can you create something that sounds aleatoric and random, even though it is strictly prescribed? Maybe you can, right? Yeah, I think the resulting thing sounds very free, but as you can see, like just mapping out all these different things, they're very specific. And yeah, so that is fits and starts. Um, Not sure what I learned from listening to this. I guess it's an interesting little piece of history. It is like 1971, like it's really original for its time. Very difficult piece to realize. Um, Tomorrow we're going to be looking at one called Looking North. That'll be uh, also from 1971.